Hey guys, I'm so excited about today. I'm going to get a 4-post lift. I've been wanting one for a long time. No, we're not taking the Bentley, but we're going to Atlanta to go pick it up. Let's go. Hey guys, John Engel here, and I've got some great news. Today we're going to fix that by installing a brand new double din. So today we're going to do an oil change and replace those. Alright guys, so you can see that it comes on one big block, and basically it's held together with this framing, and then it's got bolts here that will allow you to disconnect everything to take it all apart. I've got my drip trays, I've got ramps, I've got the actual runners right here. So we're going to see how easy it is once we start taking this apart to actually lift each of these pieces up to put them into the garage. Alright guys, as you can tell, we have moved everything out of here except for well, it's the top and the bottom rail, but this is what your car actually drives on. And these things weigh, I'm gonna guess, 700 pounds a piece. I don't really know, that's just an estimate. But you can see here in the garage, we have everything else. All of these can be moved by one person if you're really strong, or with two people fairly easily. Everything else comes down. There's the side post, the locking mechanisms over here. We've got both of the ramps. We've got a jacking tray. We've got the sides that the rails actually sit on, the pump. I'm not sure what's in there yet, but we'll figure it out. So the next thing that we have to do is figure out how to get this off of the trailer. Alright, so you can see we did not take it off of the rack, but what we did is added some wheel dollies onto each end of it and rolled it down. This thing is extremely heavy, and when I start to put this together, I'll get 6 or 7 guys over here so that they can help me lift this. Alright, you can see that I just generically put up the post. These long bars here go in between these posts right here. So what I'm going to do is take it and set them down on their sides. Take this, slide it in, and I'll show you what I mean. So you can see I'm working on this one, and then the other one already has it in. The thing you want to make sure with this model is that this little hook is out, and the same on this side. This hook is where your safety release goes, so you got to make sure it's out. Alright, so you can see that we've lifted these posts up. We've installed the cap plate, which goes on here. We installed the ladder, which just fits in here and then slides in at the bottom very simply. You install the bolts, there's 4 per cap, and then this goes up, and there's 1 nut up here, 1 nut down here with a washer on both ends, and then this will allow us to adjust our height of where it sits in the safety ladder. And then we've done the exact same thing for this side, and now on to the next step. For this section, we need to make sure that the center bar is at the first locking location. And this is so when we put the ramps on, we're able to access everything underneath to work on. So originally I thought that we were going to just manhandle this and put the ramps on that way, but we decided that using 2 engine hoists would be the smartest way, and this worked out wonderfully. All right, we're starting to look like a lift. I've put the power unit on, which was super simple. All that takes are these 4 bolts on the sides. Nothing to that. The ramps are definitely the hardest part. You saw that we used 2 engine hoists. It made it super simple. This side is much lighter than this one. This actually has all of the pump and the ram and everything underneath it. So this side we actually just lifted and put on. This one we used the engine hoists. All right guys, we're actually underneath the one ramp that has the hydraulic piston. And you can see that my piston is all the way out. That's because what I did was I came under here, I put my foot under, and I pushed it out using my body weight basically, so that I would have more cable to be able to play with. That definitely needs to be done. One of the other things that when you're dealing with these cables, they are quite massive, but down here is the pulley. Here is actually the pulley that goes around. You have to take this bolt out, and this is a retainer that holds the spindle that holds the pulley. So basically by taking this out, this whole piece then will come out and allow you to get this cable routed, because without doing all of that, you cannot get that top piece through that hole. So you have to take this one out. So over on this side, I'm gonna have to take that one out and then route the cable through there. Also on these pulleys, you have to take this bolt out so that you can route the cable and then put it back. And basically that's just a safety to make sure that it never comes out of that pulley. All right, guys, we are making progress. All of the cables are now routed, and you can see that it kind of goes around. That's definitely the stop right there, so that those go back in and then it goes up. These are the covers that cover those. And then they go up, 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 up. And right now I just have the 2 washers with 1 nut. There will be another nut that goes on the top here, but that's once I've leveled and locked it down. So for right now, I've just done about the same on all of the tops so that we can hopefully have it somewhat level just from the get-go. The wiring of it, pretty easy actually. I was surprised. In the front up there, underneath the ramp, you have to take off the 2 pulleys to get those wires out. Down here, you do not, so that made it a little easier down here. I'm gonna cover these up now, and then we'll move on to the next step. Just for reference, the bolt with the nut, 2 washers, and a lock go onto the pump. The bolt would just and you can see in there, it's a nylon washer in there, go onto the locking mechanism over here. So those will attach those together. I wanted to make sure that you kept that in mind. And also, when you're putting these rods in, they're about 6 foot long. You have to have enough space to go straight in. So be careful not to get yourself in a jam like I did over on this side, where I had to get this in and I kind of bent it to make it go in the hole, but it'll be okay. I'm gonna tell you, I did not get very good instructions for the power unit here itself, but they send this nipple that comes out here and a O-ring, so I put that there and then connected the hose to it. This is not mentioned anywhere on anything I can find. It's the, I guess, a pressure relief for the actual cylinder itself, and it goes right into the tank, so I'm sure that's the bleed off and just allows air to escape. And then this all just comes down and into the system right here. And this is already done for you. All you have to do is screw it into it here, and this I just pushed out. So super simple. Filled it up to halfway in between min and max, so I'm right there. The next thing that we're gonna do is actually give this thing a try and see what happens. Plug her up, lift it, and then we can move on to adjusting the actual cables and the locks. All right, guys, I know this is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment I've been waiting for. But before we get to that, I thought I would let you know what the hydraulic fluid I used was. I actually got this from the company when I bought it. So Synoptic, and it's 5 gallons. You use about 3 gallons. That was probably the most tedious part, is just filling this up because that little hole is small, so you have to do it very slowly. But now, let's see if it lifts. All right, so that's a good sound. That means the locks are actually working. We'll keep going up. And let it down on the locks. That is the full height of this, and as you can see, it's probably about 5.5 feet in the air, so that's pretty good. Should allow for anything to get under here and a car to be on top. I'm super stoked. The very last thing that I have to do is let the metal cables stretch. Now they will stretch, and that's totally normal. So once I do that, I can then do 2 different types of leveling on this. There's gonna be the metal cable leveling and the stops. Right now we're on the stops, not on the metal cables. So if I was to do the leveling on this, I would take my level, put it up here, and you can see that this side is a little higher than that side, which means I either need to let this one down or bring that one up on the stops. We'll do the exact same thing when it's just on the cables after they have stretched. And that's how you level your stops, and that's how you level your cables. Ultimately, I must say, this project was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The worst part about the project is actually getting the ramps onto the assembly. I had some great help. I can't thank everyone enough that came over. Mike, Matt, and Josh, you guys did a phenomenal job. Gary, my dad, and Don that helped me get this off of the truck could not have done that without you guys. So really, without you, this lift would have never happened. Right now, I'm just beyond words. I'm super excited. I have waited way too long to get one of these. The next time that you see me using this, cars will be on it, everything's leveled and everything's good. But I did want to show you the high points of putting this together just because I didn't find them on the internet or, well, I guess I probably could have called the company. But I'm impatient and I wanted to get it done. So it's all working and everything is good. All right, guys, I know that the garage is a mess, but that's beside the point. I now have a car on the lift and a car below it. I put the lightest car that I have up there. I'm so excited about this. It's working out so well. As you can tell, I'll even come down here and show you. I've got drip trays up under here just in case anything drips. So those come with it. You get 4 of them, and then it's open behind there. The cars fit under there flawlessly. You can see that I've got a car below and a car above. I've got the extended height garage door opener so that it could actually go up a little bit higher. Now this is a convertible, so it gives it a little bit more room, which works out great. Anyway, like, subscribe, share. We'll catch you next time.